breaking news right now on KCAL 9 News at 10.
Sky 9 over the scene of breaking news in Lakeview Terrace late tonight, where a horse fell on 2 children and one of them is in critical condition.
KCAL 9's Chris Holmstrom is live at a Northridge hospital right now with the very latest on this story. Chris?
Jeff and Susie, details are limited, but I can tell you one of those kids was taken here to the Northridge Medical Center with life-threatening injuries. Now take a look at this video. This is from Sky 9. Authorities were called out to the Lakeview Terrace Recreational Center around 8 o'clock tonight. The Los Angeles Fire Department says a horse fell on 2 kids. Those kids 8 and 12 years old. Apparently both of them were on the horse. Well, when medics arrived, one of them was not breathing and did not have a pulse. The other had non-life-threatening injuries. Now, at this point, that is all the information we have, but once we get more information, we'll bring it right to you. Reporting live from Northridge, I'm Chris Holmstrom, KCAL 9 News.
Okay, Chris, thank you for that. And more breaking news tonight very nearby. Sky 9 was over a fire late tonight in Sylmar. The LAFD says they found a man outside when they arrived. He was in critical condition with smoke inhalation. Fire crews are investigating a possible pack rat situation at the home.
Right now, fire crews still on the scene of that brush fire that forced thousands to evacuate Griffith Park earlier today. As you see there, flames threaten visitors and the famous Griffith Observatory.
KCAL 9's Jeff Nguyen is live in Griffith Park with the very latest for us tonight. Jeff?
Susie and Jeff, this fire broke out at around 2 p.m. and tonight you can get a sense of how close it got to the observatory. All of the trees here burned, this fence line blackened, but here is one of the victims. You can see this window blown out, tail light melted, and all along the side of this car, everything is wiped out. And when you get to the side mirror, well, that is hardly recognizable. Tonight, this badly burned car needed help to get out of Griffith Park.
It's unbelievable, you know.
Here's why. This video posted to Twitter captures smoke and flames shooting into the air outside the Griffith Observatory as guests were calmly escorted out. The car belonging to Ricky McAloo's brother was parked right down the hill.
Looks like the car's like totally lost.
From our chopper, you can see how the fire got within a quarter mile from one of LA's most treasured landmarks. This cell phone video captured a family heading down the hill as smoke could be seen above multi-million-dollar homes. We saw parents carrying their children to safety.
I was panicking.
He was a little nervous because the atmosphere when everybody first found out, like everybody around us, you can kind of tell, you know, mothers were like grabbing their kids. Everybody was kind of like nervous. There was some kids crying, and like I was a little nervous too, mainly for my son.
Ashley Johnson broke her shoe heading up to the planetarium, so she had to ask for help during the evacuation.
To really hike all the way down without a shoe, and then we asked the paramedics for gauze because my foot was burning.
The fire forced the closure of the observatory. But down the hill, a scheduled concert went on at the Greek Theater.
I saw there was a fire, and then I went to the Greek Theater page, and they said the concert was on, so I came.
In all, 5 cars burned, but that was basically the worst of it.
We're thankful, like firefighter, like working hard, so everybody okay, especially.
2 firefighters suffered heat-related injuries. The fire burned about 25 acres. Containment is at 90%. And tonight, the fire department tells us that the observatory is expected to be closed again tomorrow. We're reporting live from Griffith Park. Jeff Nguyen, KCAL 9 News.
Jeff, thank you very much. And if you thought we've already had a lot of wildfires this year, you're right. California is off to its worst fire season in 10 years. The Bay Area News Group crunched the numbers, and they found almost 200,000 acres have already burned from San Diego to the Oregon border since January. You can blame our historic drought. It was the worst in 180 years, and it dried out and killed brush and trees from one end of the state to the other.
Another hot and humid day across the Southland today. We're still watching for thunderstorms.
That's right. KCAL 9 meteorologist Evelyn Taft joins us now with the first look at her forecast. Evelyn.
And Susie, Jeff, as we get a look at those thunderstorms and those showers, you will see most of them focused over the desert and the mountains right now. So that monsoonal moisture with us, at least for now, but not for too much longer. And we're going to time it all out for you, of course, coming up in a little bit. You will see some heavier showers coming in closer to Crestline. We're going to continue to see showers in the mountains, also in the high desert overnight. And you'll see just a few showers breaking off, starting to move into the Victorville area. But overall, we are looking at most of the moisture sitting to the south and to the east. Again, we're in for the chance of thunderstorms and in for the chance of showers, at least for the next couple of days at this point. Temperatures still very warm this evening, 70s with a few 80s. I'm going to have your full forecast for the week coming up in just a bit. Back to you.
Evelyn, thank you. A Good Samaritan spots 2 young children locked in a hot car in the parking lot of an Ontario Walmart. We're told it happened on Sunday. A security guard called police. A 9-month-old and a 1-year-old were inside of that car. Outside temperature 90 degrees. We're told the mother was inside shopping for more than 30 minutes. Police say that she left them in the car because she didn't want to wake them up. Police arrested Crystal Gonzalez for child endangerment.
Come on! Excuse you!
Get away from her!
A violent and racist rant caught on camera outside a West Hollywood grocery store.
Yeah, KCAL 9's Rachel Kim is live in West Hollywood right now outside Pavilions. And Rachel, you spoke to the woman who was the target of all this?
Yeah, Jeff and Susie, Angela Jefferson says she was minding her own business over here when suddenly a man sitting over here went off on her and lost control. Angela's thankful witnesses stepped in.
Come on! Excuse you!
Get away from her! A recorded rampage outside the Pavilion store in West Hollywood.
We had like a pipe or something, or a stick or something, and he was swinging it, he was hitting it on the table. He tried to hit me with it, but I, dodged him.
Angela Jefferson is the woman on the video. She says she was studying and listening to music around 2:30 Tuesday afternoon when the man sitting at the next table started saying derogatory things to her.
He was calling me the N-word.
Because you were acting too damn crazy right now.
He's calling me the B-word and stuff like that.
Angela says she asked him to stop, but he then smashed her belongings and threw a chair at her. Dulcinea Cercelli was inside the store having lunch and heard the commotion.
So I came out here and saw that he had broken a chair and was trying to hit this woman in the head and saying the N-word to her. And so at that point, I started recording.
In the video, you see another witness come over to stop the man from attacking Angela. When the witness told him to leave, the man got angrier.
Do it, boy! You two!
It was just so scary. He was armed and attacking 2 people, with metal rods.
Witnesses say the man was drunk.
Come on!
And left before sheriff's deputies arrived.
Thanks, you guys, for helping me. May God bless them.
Sheriff's deputies say if the man returns, does it again, and is caught, he will be arrested for drunk and disorderly conduct. Reporting live in West Hollywood tonight, Rachel Kim, KCAL 9 News.
Thank you, Rachel. A disturbing scene caught on camera in Riverside, a father using his 18-month-old son as a weapon to hit his girlfriend. Riverside police say the woman was apparently trying to hide from him, and when he saw her, he lost his temper. Tech Oak Lim has since been arrested for child endangerment with great bodily injury.
He did admit and said he would probably be going to jail for what he did.
Police say the little boy is back with his biological mother and that he has cuts and bruises.
A California woman celebrating her first anniversary in Mexico killed by a stray bullet. Mexico City authorities say Tatiana Maratenko was hit when 2 gunmen opened fire at a restaurant Saturday. The gunman on a motorcycle and apparently aiming for a bouncer inside the restaurant.
And the people are so nice there in Mexico. We've traveled to Mexico all of our lives. Tanya's probably been there at least 30 times. We've been to everywhere in Mexico.
Maratenko was from San Francisco. Her killer has not been caught.
The Trump administration missed today's court-ordered deadline to reunite some children and parents who were separated at the border. We're talking about children under the age of 5. The administration says they've returned about half of the 102 kids in that age group to their parents, but it says it needs more time to reunite the rest. The administration also faces a July 26 deadline to reunite all separated children, regardless of age, with their families. Well, President Trump's pick for Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh made the rounds on Capitol Hill today, meeting key GOP leaders who would decide his fate. Top Democrats vow to fight it, even though they do not have the majority in the Senate.
President Trump has been crystal clear that he would put pro-gun and pro-life justices on the court, and Roe v. Wade would be overturned automatically.
I think the president made an outstanding nomination. We look forward to the confirmation process, and it'll unfold in the next few weeks.
Vice President Pence says he hopes to have Kavanaugh confirmed and sworn in by October.
Now to a happy ending of a story that has gripped the world for nearly 3 weeks. The last of those 12 boys and their soccer coach rescued today from a cave inside Thailand.
It is just incredible, isn't it? It is all thanks to a team of skilled divers who risked their own lives to save them. And now the kids, the rescuers, everyone is out of that cave. Here's Anna Werner tonight with more.
The daring rescue mission ended in cheers. The excitement could hardly be contained. We're not sure if this is a miracle, a science, or what, read a Facebook post moments before a medic and 3 Thai Navy SEALs who had cared for the group inside the cave for days were the last to emerge. Almost all of the rescued were flown in helicopters, then driven in ambulances to a Chiang Rai hospital. Officials there reported the first 4 rescued can now stand up and walk, but they can't go far. They're under quarantine because of the risk of infection. The nearly 3-week ordeal began when they set out to explore the cave as a team bonding experience. But it's monsoon season, and rainwater soon started filling the cave, forcing them deeper inside before they found dry ground. That's where British divers found them 10 days later, alive and in relatively good health.
You are very strong. Very strong.
Preparations for a rescue took days and involved pumping out millions of gallons of water, drilling through hard rock, and mapping the tunnels the group would have to swim through dark, narrow passageways wearing scuba gear. Each boy was guided by 2 divers, one in front, one in back. Officials said the boys, many of whom had never learned to swim, were given anti-anxiety medication to keep them calm. In all, dozens of divers and some 100 support personnel carried out the rescues in 3 waves over 3 days. One of the rescuers inside the cave was Ivan Karadzic.
When I saw the diver and the kid in the horizon, I still didn't know if it was a casualty or if it was a kid. So I was very scared. It didn't feel good. But when I saw that he was alive and breathing and seemed to be all right, it felt very good. It felt very good.
When it was all over, everyone simply wanted to see the boys. I want to hug them first, said another one of the boys' coaches. I want to cheer them on. I want to tell them how worried I've been. Before, I had to check the news whenever I woke up, said a relative of one of the boys. Today, I'm happiest.
Officials say the last 5 to be led out of the cave were the weakest. That included the coach, who reportedly gave up his own food and water to help the boys survive. Anna Werner, Chiang Rai, Thailand.
So glad it ended this way. Now, 2 of the boys might have lung infections, but doctors say most are healthy and smiling.
Can you imagine their parents? How glad they are, how relieved they are.
And
I don't think they've been able to see them yet.
Right.
Even, yeah.
And they got more rain today.
Yeah.
And that was the big deal, is they needed to get them out of there before the rains and the flooding comes in.
Just in the nick of time. Just incredible.
Wow.
A Laguna Beach model had the scare of her life when she was bitten by a shark.
Yeah, KCAL9's Suzanne Marquez shows you exactly what happened tonight. Suzanne?
Jeff and Susie, a dream vacation turned into a nightmare for an aspiring model and college student from Orange County. As she went for the perfect Instagram shot, she was attacked by a shark, and her boyfriend was snapping photos as it all went down.
Moment of terror as a 19-year-old woman is about to be attacked by a shark. Katarina Zarutsky of Laguna Beach is a nursing student and aspiring model. She was on vacation with her boyfriend and his family in the Bahamas when she posed with nurse sharks. One bit her arm and dragged her underwater.
It was a very scary experience. I was pulled underwater for about 8 seconds.
After a frightening struggle, Katarina was able to break free, but was left with this giant gash and teeth marks on her arm.
I've had stitches and I've done a ton of different antibiotics.
It happened on Stanley Key Island, famous for its clear water and usually docile nurse sharks. But a sign posted warns sharks can and do bite. Even so, visitors often swim with them, and Katarina was excited to take the plunge.
His mom was just, do not do it, you're crazy.
She hopes her modeling career will continue and wouldn't rule out posing again with sharks.
I wouldn't lean back like that, but I think I would go and I would go stand in the water.
She'll do it for the gram. She even kept her composure after the attack. She stood up with her arms out of the water to keep the blood from dripping, trying to avoid another attack. Susie.
So calm and collected. Amazing, Suzanne. Thank you. Well, actor George Clooney is recovering tonight after a motorcycle crash sent him flying through the air earlier today. Clooney and his wife left a hospital in Italy after doctors confirmed that the actor had no internal injuries. Pictures from the crash scene show Clooney sprawled on the pavement with paramedics and police surrounding him. The 57-year-old was reportedly hit by a car while riding a motorcycle to a movie set. We're told the driver stopped immediately and helped Clooney until an ambulance arrived. Well, first he made dreams come true for Laker fans, and now he's feeding them.
Yeah, not a bad week, right? LeBron James is dishing out a different kind of assist by handing out free pizza. James is an investor in the Blaze pizza chain. Today he showed a different side without even showing up.
Oh.
The pizza, all of it, was on the house at this Culver City location. Now, why were fans so freaked out? Not just because of the free food, but about the possibility of a chance to meet King James.
So we brought the whole block, and we are very excited because LeBron is going to bring us a championship. Welcome to LA.
So, there was a LeBron sighting today, but only right there in the pool on Instagram. His wife posted this picture of him, but he doesn't appear to be anywhere near that Blaze pizza. Just chilling poolside. I'm thinking about that champion parade. And maybe your LA Lakers championship coming up, right? Wouldn't that be
like
nice?
that confidence.
You could
I like
forgive
it.
him once he gets
Yeah,
the
let's just talk
championship.
about the, forget the championship and the ring and all that. Just straight to the parade. Let's go. I like
Well, the
that.
pool picture was posted about 15 hours ago, but we're not sure if it's new or old. Either way, no LeBron sighting at the pizza shop today. He did tweet out that he would, go and give free pizza out there, but he didn't necessarily say that he would be there, although he kind of said maybe I would. So
I think it's worth it for fans to even try to go meet him and then, slice of pizza. Why not, right?
Free pizza.
Yeah. Well, one local city is putting the brakes on the motorized scooter trend. Council members there say they're tired of people haphazardly leaving them around town. Tonight, KCAL9's Tom Wade is in West Hollywood with how one of the companies behind the scooter craze is responding now. Tom?
And Susie, these scooters are super popular. This is one of them. I just rode this one over here. I found it on the street using the app. It was actually really fun to ride. And it's something that a lot of people here really enjoy. They're very popular. But the problem is cities like West Hollywood and Los Angeles are just having a difficult time kind of sorting out how to deal with them. In West Hollywood, shared scooters are hitting a roadblock. The council here voted to ban the companies from leaving the scooters around town.
I think it's more out of people going out of their way and putting them in a responsible location rather than just like leaving it where you are.
Shared scooters started popping up months ago. Here's how it works. Companies like Lime and Bird place the scooters around different cities on open sidewalks. Users can find them with an app on their phone and then sign in and drive. West Hollywood says neither company, Lime or Bird, reached out to them about leaving the scooters in town, and the concern is there are no regulations for how and where they're deposited or how they're ridden.
They didn't come and say, hey, we have this business model, can we talk to you about it? They just showed up one day and started dumping their scooters all over the sidewalks of West Hollywood.
Then there's situations like this. Video posted to YouTube shows what appears to be a guy collecting and piling the scooters into his car, clearly not taking safety into account. Safety was also an issue for this woman today. She fell and hurt her leg and arm riding her scooter along the sidewalk in West Hollywood.
I think it's probably better not to be on busy, crowded pedestrian streets, more to walk like where bikers bike.
Lime responded to the ban with this statement, which reads in part, West Hollywood is only 2 square miles and has some of the worst traffic in LA. Yesterday's vote is a major setback for a city that could have benefited from congestion reducing options. And Bird also responded saying they regretted the city of West Hollywood's decision. The city of Los Angeles has also taken under review some of the regulations that they may put in place in the city. Right now there are none, but they say they may limit the number of scooters that are put around Los Angeles as well. We'll have to wait and see how that plays out. Reporting live in West Hollywood, back to you guys in the studio.
Okay, Tom, thank you. There is a bold new plan to build an aerial tram to the Hollywood sign. Warner Brothers says it would fund the proposal at a cost of $100 million. Now, the tram would be installed at a parking structure next to their Burbank lot. From there, a 6-minute ride to a new visitor center near the sign. Residents in the Hollywood Hills, though, have long blamed the attraction for traffic and parking problems. The city council says it is now assessing several different ideas.
Thousands paying tribute today to a giant of civil rights in Los Angeles. His name, John Mack. Leaders past and present packed West Angeles Church to say goodbye to the man who headed the Urban League for 36 years and also led the LA Police Commission for 8 years. Many of them remembered how he influenced their lives and the city.
When I announced HIV, he cried like a baby. I remember that like it was yesterday. But he was right there with me.
He told us where we needed to be, but as you heard from Irving and others, he also told us who we needed to be.
John's life was one of constantly meeting great challenges with extraordinary efforts and extraordinary success.
John Mack is survived by his wife Harriet and their 3 children. He was 81 years old.
Ahead, police jump into action when a toddler is found unconscious in a pool. We're going to show you video of the dramatic life-saving efforts.
People in the high desert are tired of the heat, but they don't know if thunderstorms will bring relief or just more discomfort.
You ever hear the one about a burglar trapped in an escape room? Well, this is no joke. Wait until you hear what that crook did after he started to panic.
And a subway surfer hitches a ride in the most dangerous way. We're going to show you how his commute ended. Shoppers were caught in the middle of a daring heist in Fresno. Thieves swarmed an Apple store last weekend and raided tabletops full of products before running out the doors and into a getaway car. Customers and employees just watched in shock. The suspects got away with more than $20,000 worth of merchandise. This is actually the second Apple store robbed in 2 weeks. A store in San Luis Obispo was also targeted the same way. Investigators are now trying to figure out if the crimes are in fact connected.
Well, the point of an escape room is to find your way out, of course, but one burglar was so panicked, he called the cops to come get him. Sheriff's deputies in Vancouver, Washington got the call early Sunday morning. So then they went in with guns drawn, looking for that criminal.
The sheriff said he had a burrito and he was settling in to have breakfast and a beer, I guess, and then got scared because he couldn't get out. I'm proud to say I'm the only escape room in the Northwest that has a 100% capture rate of criminals.
Serves that dude right, man.
Yes.
Come on.
Come on.
Now, the burglar had broken the back door trying to get in, but apparently couldn't find his way back out.
Oops.
He was in a pickle. And he was eating a burrito, so I guess he was okay. So calling 911 apparently seemed like the right thing and the smartest thing that he did.
To get arrested. A dangerous stunt on a New York subway was caught on camera. A rider spotted a man clinging to the outside of the subway. Matthew Berry told the Post the daredevil rode the Manhattan-bound train for one stop during the morning commute. Now, he says once the train stopped, the subway surfer jumped off and then nonchalantly headed into the station. Berry says he didn't get up to get a close-up of the guy because he didn't want to scare him or make him mad.
Right.
Jeez.
You gotta have a good grip and
Yikes.
nerves of steel to do that.
Ooh.
Imagine hanging on.
Gotta have claws to do that. Like
Glad he's okay.
fingers. Wow.
Well, stay with us ahead. A driver terrorizes a local woman and even follows her home. We'll show you what he did next.
Plus, new information about the miracle baby found alone in the woods and how he ended up there. Evelyn.
And we're getting a look outside right now at the Santa Monica Pier this evening. A lot of people enjoying tonight. You will see mild conditions and humidity still with us. Your forecast ahead.
And good for your health or total waste of your money? What new research tonight is saying about multivitamins and heart health? Only on KCAL 9 tonight, a man harasses a woman on the road and then follows her home. Then, right there, throws a rock at her car. Tonight, he is in police custody.
Well, the whole thing was caught on camera, and our Lisa Siegel has the story.
And the fact that he followed me home shows that maybe this isn't his first time.
It's a story that Lynn Ferguson would like to forget, when a simple shopping trip turned into a nightmare.
Even now, I'm like, what happened?
Ferguson was on her way home from the store Monday when she signaled to merge into a left lane on Van Nuys Boulevard, all captured on her dash cam.
He pulled in front of me, and I thought he was doing it for a laugh.
But it seems she upset the driver of this black Honda Civic. He sped past her, veering in front of her.
And he's like flipping me off.
At one point swerving, then stopping in the middle of the road so she couldn't get around. He kept gesturing at her to come forward. And she was worried because earlier she says she saw him reaching for something.
If I had pulled up beside him, What would he have done? Because he reached down for something.
So she made the fastest turn she could to head home, and she saw him speed off. She thought it was over. It wasn't. He'd followed her, even though she didn't realize it. And when her husband went to get the dashcam video, this is what he saw, all captured on their home security camera.
He got out of the car, he threw a rock at my wife's car. I was dumbfounded and angry. I shouted, and he quickly got in his car and he drove off.
Ferguson still has no idea what she did to cause someone to get so angry, but she's grateful her kids weren't in the car and her husband was home. Still, she worries if this man could do this to her, what's next?
It was me yesterday. There'll be someone else tomorrow. There may even be someone else today.
In Van Nuys, I'm Lisa Siegel, KCAL 9 News.
Well, late tonight, Ferguson told us the LAPD has arrested the driver who she believes harassed her. He is now reportedly facing a vandalism charge.
It's okay, it's okay. She's okay?
A body cam video shows police officers jumping into action to resuscitate a 2-year-old girl who was found unresponsive in a swimming pool. This happened in Newark, New Jersey. Officers were able to quickly clear the girl's airway.
The only thing going through my mind was, getting that child to breathe again. She was gasping for air, actually unresponsive, it appeared to be in her father's arms.
Now, the girl was wearing actually a flotation device in the pool at the time, so it's not really clear how she became submerged. She was taken to a hospital and is expected to be just fine. Good news there. Yeah. We're getting a look at the man accused of leaving a baby in the woods in Montana. Francis Crowley expressed remorse at his arraignment today and said he loved the boy, but his relationship to the child is still unknown. Crowley told deputies about the baby while he was being taken into custody for an unrelated reason. A 5-month-old was found under a pile of sticks and debris and miraculously survived 9 hours alone in the woods. Crowley faces a child endangerment charge.
There are about 20 million veterans living here in the U.S., with nearly 2 million living here in California. Men and women who have put aside part of their lives to serve our country.
That's right, but often when they return home, they return without jobs, without homes, without any sort of structure. And it's, of course, a battle that they're not always prepared to fight. CBS 2 and KCAL 9 tonight, stepping up to help veterans all across Southern California.
That's right. And tonight we are launching a new weekly series called Veterans Voices, and it will focus on issues and problems facing our vets. Our goal is to bring much deserved attention and help to the men and women who have sacrificed so much. Tonight, here's our Pat Harvey.
Every year, approximately 12,000 military veterans return from their service and make Los Angeles County home. Some come from overseas, some come from combat, some come healthy, some injured. All come home looking to move forward and transition back into civilian life as smoothly as possible. But sometimes their toughest fight is the one ahead.
It's a matter of survival.
Lamont Duncan is California's state commander for the VFW and represents nearly 80,000 members statewide. Duncan is a Marine Corps vet that fought in Vietnam. He knows firsthand how difficult the transition can be.
You want to come back, as we call it, 10 and 10, which means 10 fingers, 10 toes. So when you get back, if you cannot assimilate into civilian life, now you're isolated. You're in a survival mode. But you're home. Why should you be in a survival mode? And that's, I think, where the problems start.
A recent study on local veterans by USC reveals some staggering numbers. 8 out of 10 service members leave the military without a job. Nearly a quarter of vets with jobs are earning at or below the poverty level. At least 40% leave the military without permanent housing. 50% of vets report a significant physical or mental health issue for which they are not receiving care. And according to the LA Times, homeless numbers are up too, with about 4,800 vets on the streets in LA County.
It's different for a veteran than it would be for a regular homeless, for instance, because the veteran does know how to survive, but it takes a toll. And eventually, That toll might be suicide or just ill health, just a myriad of problems.
Serious problems with very serious repercussions.
They're serious enough to have 20 suicides a day. And the main thing to do is go talk to them and get them help. Because if you don't do that, they might become one of the 20.
From sacrifice to service, our veterans are holding up their end of the bargain. Question is, are we doing enough to help our vets?
Never, never enough. Here you have someone that has said, I want to do something for my country, and they do. They've taken time out of their life, and that requires a mountain of respect.
Of course, we appreciate their service and sacrifice to our country. And if you are a veteran or know of one with an interesting story or is in need, we'd love to hear from you. Please email us at veteransvoices@cbs.com.
Someone in LA has a very big heart and really loves children. Children's Hospital LA just announced it received a $20 million gift from an anonymous donor. It is actually one of the largest gifts in the hospital's history. The money will help improve the emergency room, providing even more doctors, nurses, treatment rooms, and life-saving equipment. Are taking multivitamins simply a waste of time and money? A new report says yes. The latest research shows they do nothing to prevent heart attacks and strokes. 1 in 3 Americans take a multivitamin, fueling a multi-billion-dollar-a-year industry. Doctors say go back to the basics and just eat better.
Would be better served by spending their money on good nutrition in the form of a healthy diet.
Doctors also say avoid supplements because most are not FDA approved and may not be safe.
What am I going to do with that great big bottle of multivitamin that I just bought? It's like this big.
That's a good question. The Costco one? I know.
It's in the big bulk. You could only,
I know.
You got like 12-year supply.
You know, I had no idea. I thought multivitamins were good for you.
Right.
You know, they're supposed to supplement what you don't get.
We'll see what the next study says.
That's
right?
true.
Yeah, there you go.
That's true. Right.
There's always something new.
Okay, here is the good news, though.
Yes.
Hey, a little bit of a cool down today, Evelyn.
That's exactly right. Back to you.
All right, Evelyn, thank you. Well, it was another scorching day in the Inland Empire where they're actually getting used to triple-digit temperatures.
That's something you don't want to get used to,
No.
right? Okay, KCAL's Tina Patel reports tonight on how people there are handling this heat.
After days of heat, people here in the high desert were hoping for some relief, but the little moisture they got today just made it sticky. When the sun set and the winds picked up, temperatures finally started to drop in the high desert, but it was near triple digits for much of the day.
Woo, it's hot. Oh yeah, it's been baking soda out here. I'm telling you, it's super hot out here.
The heat didn't stop the Goodings from hitting the greens this evening.
We only get a couple days off a week, so we just try to get out here as much as we can for the exercise and the spending time with the family.
But they were disappointed that the dark clouds that moved through didn't bring any relief. If anything, it made it more uncomfortable.
Yeah, we had overcast, got a couple droplets, but then it just made it super humid, so we're just constantly sweating. But you know, it is what it is.
Are you ready? David Hernandez agrees. Even though the weather wasn't ideal, he still got out and got a little exercise tonight.
It's been really, really hot. I mean, super hot, and we've been staying indoors, but seems like it's been calming down, so we just came out and played a little bit of tennis today.
Park goers know it could get even stickier over the next few days, but they say the trick to enjoying any time outdoors is to stay in the shade and stay hydrated.
Drink a lot of water, stay cool, wear loose clothes at that, nothing tight on you, no Levi's, no big old flannel shirts and stuff, you'll be all right.
I like the heat. I'd rather sweat than shiver.
One person told us he just washed his car, so he doesn't want any storms tomorrow, but others say they need rain up here, and a little downpour would be a nice change. In Hesperia, Tina Patel, KCAL 9 News.
There is more news ahead tonight on CBS 2 News at 11.
Pat Harvey joins us now with a preview. Pat?
Thank you, Jeff and Susie. Minutes away at 11 o'clock, we continue to follow breaking news. 2 children rushed to the hospital after a horse accident. The latest on their conditions.
Can you please get away from me? Can you please get away from me?
Another racist confrontation caught on camera. Why the officer who saw it is also under fire and wandering around like he owns the place. We'll show you more of the close encounter with Yogi there. That's all ahead on CBS 2 News at 11. Susie and Jeff, back to you.
Yeah, guess what? He does own the place, right? Hey, Pat, thank you so much. It is time now to reveal tonight's secret code word, your chance to win that 6-pack of tickets to Knott's Berry Farm for Sunday, July 22nd. Tonight's secret code word is roller coaster. Enter online at cbsla.com/contests and good luck. Thank you so much for watching KCAL 9 News at 10.
Sports Central is coming up next. Good night, everyone.